guys, this is Chris again, coming at you with another video. Today's video is my watch wish list for 2020. Usually I don't really make out a list because, as you know, I kind of buy things on a whim. Usually Neo can attest to that. But quick wristwatch check, I'm wearing that Talker D-Day. This is in on loan. And of course, you remember I did a review of it earlier, but I'm going to do a re-review. Ross sent this over to me, Ross Galen. I appreciate it, Ross. If you guys haven't checked out Talker, check out that brand. Is a really cool up and coming brand with a lot of cool different pieces. They're definitely a unique take on a micro brand. But this is my wish list. Like I said, I usually don't plan out purchases, but this year I was trying to consolidate, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I do kind of want to plan out my purchases this year. And as you know, I usually make about 1 to 2 big purchases a year. Big for most people, which is big for me. Of course, I'm not making money, so I gotta save and earn my way up for the watch. But I've got a list. Excuse me, I'm looking down here at my notes. But I've got a list of about 3 to 4 different watches, possibly 5. There's 2 different options on the higher end, but of watches that I really want for this year. And there's a couple affordables, and then there's a couple on the higher end scale. Of course, I like everything from $20 Casios all the way up to everything Blancpain, everything in between. But the first on the list, and I will post up pictures here, of course, as per usual. The first on the list is the Seiko Alpinist, the new white Alpinist. I never thought I would really like it when they first came out. I thought they were kind of overpriced. But the more I see them, the more I really want one. It looks like it's going to be a really versatile piece, really killer piece, especially for the price. I feel like now it's kind of growing on me. The only thing I really don't like on the Alpinist is the two that they've got the pusher for the inner bezel, the inner rotating bezel, the crown on there. They got 2 of them there, which I don't really like that too much, but I think I can get over that because the white dial, the new white dial, seems like it's really versatile. And again, excuse me, I'm looking down at my nose. But the white dial comes in about $668 on Nomon. It's sold out right now, but yeah, I'm sure you can find it elsewhere. And I could probably maybe even find it used on WatchUSeek at a pretty decent deal. This is more than likely definitely one that I will be getting this year, one I will be able to get. It comes in at a 200 meter water resistance. It's got that cream white dial. It comes in 2 different white dial versions. I want to get the one with the silver hands, not the gold hands. I'm not a big gold person, except for on certain things. And that 39.5 millimeter size with the 20 millimeter lugs is a perfect size for me. I found that to be kind of one of my sweet spots in that 38 millimeter to 40 millimeter size. I feel like that's the perfect size for my 7.5 inch wrist. Not too big, not too small. And it looks good on a variety of different, from the pictures, what I've seen, it looks good on a variety of different bracelets, straps, NATOs, all kind of different things. That's one of the reasons why I want to get it. And it does have a 200 meter water resistance, and it does have that upgraded 6R35 movement, which is really decent movement for that price range. And like I said, at first when they first came out, I thought they were kind of overpriced. That's the first one on my list. Another semi-affordable one is the Doxa, the new sub 200s. As you know, I had the Clive Cluster version, and again, I'll post up a picture here. But I had the Clive Cluster version. It didn't have the beads of rice one, but this one does have the beads of rice, and I'm really interested in this one, the professional version, which is, the professional is the orange dial version. And they come in, of course, 200 meter water resistance. It's Doxa, it's a diver. It's got that classic killer orange dial, which Doxa is known for the orange dials. Really visible underwater. But they do put, correct me if I'm wrong down there, they do have 20 millimeter lugs, I think, and I know it is a 42 millimeter size, which is a little bit bigger, but it probably wears like a Seiko SKX somewhere along those lines, maybe a little bit smaller the way the proportions on the watch look. But I know I can pull off a Doxa because the Clive Cluster version, I believe, was bigger than that. And this one does have the beads of rice bracelet on it, which is really cool. It's got the classic, from what I've heard, they are really comfortable beads of rice bracelets. And it does retail on Doxa's website, which I believe is the only place that you can get them unless you find them on eBay used or WatchUSeek, something like that. Use the forums. It retails for $990, which I feel like is a lot of watch for the money, especially considering the Doxas are usually about $2 to $3 grand. They're making this as more affordable, and it does have that ETA 2024 workhorse movement. Now, how long they'll have that movement in there with the ETA, I'm not sure. With ETA movements drying up after this year, I think ETA Swatch is just going to be the only people doing ETA that are docs may have to pay a premium. They may go to Salida. I'm not sure. So now may be the time to buy a doxer with the ETA if you want a doxer with the ETA movement. And the third one I've been looking at, if you see my page, my cover page on my YouTube channel here, you'll see the Tudor, the Pepsi, the Black Bay. You know, I had the Tudor Rose a while back, and I really dug that watch, but it was a little bit bigger. I feel like the Pepsi Black Bay might wear a little bit smaller than that, or possibly the Black Bay 38, which that I need to really try that Black Bay 38, and like I said, again, that 39mm size. But I do like the Pepsi model. I feel like it offers a lot of value for the money for the $4,050 MSRP. I may end up getting one used. Of course, that one comes in at a 200-meter water resistant. This guy, I believe it's an in-house movement on that one, the MT5652, and it is 41 millimeters, but it does wear a little bit smaller than my old Tudor Rose did, which I feel like is really cool, and I definitely want to pick one up on a bracelet. And again, like I said, I may pick one up used because you can save a little bit of money that way. Just got to do some thrifty shopping. Because from what I hear, they were on a wait list, but then I've seen people on forums posting that just the other day, I think there was actually two at the AD. I saw somebody post on the watch forum that somebody had two other local ADs, so maybe I'll find one at the AD. The wait list on those might be kind of dying down. Now, the other big purchase, as you know, I've been wanting a Rolex Explorer, but I was kind of calming down because of the hype, but now the prices are kind of calming down a little bit more. They're starting to come back down to earth. And you may be able to get one with everything going on in China and all that with the coronavirus and everything. So you may be able to pick one up a little bit easier here. Is the Rolex Explorer. Now, this is a toss-up between the Explorer and I've honestly been eyeing, instead of the Rolex Explorer, of course, I've been eyeing the Vacheron Constantine, the Overseas, the first generation now, not the brand new one. It'll be years before I can afford a brand new Vacheron Constantine for $15,000, $60,000, which would be really nice. But maybe one of these days. But the Vacheron Constantine first generation, either that or the Rolex Explorer, the 36 or the new 39. As you know, the Rolex Explorer retails for about $65.50 if you can get one at the AD, which is a really good deal. And then the 36mm, you can usually pick one up now for about $5.50 to $6, somewhere around there, in decent shape. Whereas the Vacheron Constantine, you can get the first generation. Again, I'll post a picture up there. You can get the first generation for about $5.50 to $7,000, which is still kind of steep. But again, I feel like that's a buy right now. Like, I feel like that's a sleeper watch, and I feel like it's kind of an underrated watch and an understated watch. A lot of people don't know what it is. Everybody knows the other two in the Holy Trinity, of course. Everybody knows AP, everybody knows Patek, but even everybody knows Rolex. But a lot of people don't know Vacheron, because a lot of famous people don't really know it unless they're watch people. And like I said, I feel like that's a really, really good buy right now at the moment, especially if you can find a decent 37mm. I know it's a little bit small for some people, but I know I can pull it off. Like I said, that don't be afraid to wear the smaller watches. You can find a decent buy for about $5.50 to $6 if you do your research and look around. I feel like I said, that the Vacheron is a really good buy right now, the first generation, and that's a good way to get into the Holy Trinity. Like I said, way down the road, maybe AP, something like that. Who knows if I ever hit the lottery. But as of right now, that's my watch wish list for 2020. Let me know what you guys have, what you're planning down in the comments to buy this year, what you have in mind, what you have your sights on. And of course, there will be others. As you know, I tend to buy a lot. There will probably be some other more affordable Seikos and Orients that I get for the channel below, but stuff like that along the way. But these are the main watches that I want this year. And like I said, the two more expensive ones, the Explorer or the Vacheron. I'm not saying I'm going to get both. I may not be able to get either, but let's cross my fingers I'll be able to get one of them. But I'll get one or the other more than likely, and I feel like right now the Vestron is the buy to get into because, like I said, I feel like it's kind of underrated sleeper, and I feel like those prices are going to jump up. I'm not speculating anything, but I feel like Vestron is probably going to go up in price a lot in probably the next couple of years. So now might be the time to buy. If they don't go up, they don't go up. And again, don't buy for value. I want to buy one because they're a decent price right now while I can afford one, and that's what you guys should look at too. Look at your budget, which I know budget is really rarely talked about. Like I said, I really can't afford to buy a whole bunch of really expensive pieces, but I usually do about one or two big purchases a year. So if you plan your out, your year out, your savings, you can manage it. But anyways, like I said, let me know down in the comments. Let me know what watches you guys are planning on buying this year. Are you planning on buying 3, 4? Again, like I said, I'll probably more than likely have more than what is on this list here that I just told you guys about. But are you planning on buying 3, 4? Do you make any big purchases? How big are they? Let me know down in the comments. Alright guys, if you haven't already, appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Alright, see you in the next one.